Welcome back, everybody. My name's Token D Rock here with another stream. It is Tuesday, June 7th, 11:34 p.m. I'm a little bit late, but I'm here nonetheless. The overall crypto market cap is sitting right around $1.226 trillion. Bitcoin dominance sitting at 46.4%. ETH dominance sitting at 17.6%. As we can see, Bitcoin has come down a bit here in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin was trading right around 30,300, 30,500 days. You can see it's now below 30K. ETH is now below 1,800 once again. BNB taking a beating right around 280. Cardano pretty much where it was yesterday. Solana's come down a little bit as well, along with Doge, a few other coins. Overall, again, not too different from where we were yesterday. Nonetheless, we can see that the Bitcoin bulls did hold this line of support right around 31,400. Ultimately, the bears got the best of them and drove the price below that line of support, along with 30,650, as well as the line of support right at 30,000. The bulls hopped into action, were able to keep the price above 29.5, roughly speaking, and now they're looking to go back above 30,000. Again, just looking at the overall picture, this trend line is holding for the time being. That's not to say that we don't wick down here at some point here in the short term or in the near future. But we do have some bullish news to go over regarding Bitcoin and Ethereum later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. Again, literally all of the progress that we put in yesterday was kind of negated, here in the last 24 hours. Not too bullish if you ask me, because this is a lower high, so to speak, and if we don't hold this line of support, we're looking to be back below 29,000, probably maybe 28, 27,000, right in that zone. And if that breaks, then we're going much lower. But nonetheless, just thought I would play this clip of Janet Yellen speaking about how she expects inflation to remain high.
I do expect inflation to remain high, although I very much hope that it will be coming down now.
This is the lady who told us just a few months ago that inflation is transitory. It's nothing to worry about going months or years into the future. She admitted the other day that she was wrong, and now she's saying, I do expect inflation to remain high. She's saying the quiet part out loud. Justin, Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, says citizens are currently using Bitcoin for commercial products and services. Pretty big. Again, just more adoption across the globe when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto. Breaking 20 human advocates from 20 different countries send a letter to Congress defending Bitcoin as a freedom tool. Very, very cool. Breaking PayPal just enabled Bitcoin transfers to external wallets along with other crypto. Again, very, very bullish sentiment. Breaking news, Loomis Gillibrand bill states Bitcoin and ETH are guaranteed as commodities. Just in, Bitcoin transactions up to $200 will be tax-free under Senator Loomis's new bill, encouraging use as currency. Again, very, very cool, you guys. Again, we're not seeing crazy pumps in the market right now, so it definitely seems like we are absolutely in some sort of bear market, because in bear markets, good news like this, good sentiment, doesn't really affect the price. And just kind of like how when we're popping off and everything, when we're in a super bullish market, the bad news hits, but it doesn't affect the market too much. Look at this. People said we couldn't have zero capital gains on Bitcoin in the US, and yet the Loomis bill now has a provision that would exclude all purchases under $200 from any capital gains. Very, very cool. This is a little concerning. Breaking Tron DAO just moved $100 million to Binance to buy Bitcoin. Does this sound familiar? Is Tron following in Luna's horrific footsteps towards a collapse? I don't know. I'm not too crazy about Tron, but I'm not going to talk too much about that. Just a little concerning. They're kind of following in Luna's footsteps, first with the stable coin, the algorithmic stable coin USDD, and now they're looking to buy Bitcoin. I don't know. I'm not too bullish on that. Some more bullish news just in. Senator Loomis bipartisan bill would pave the way for Bitcoin spot ETF under CFTC purview. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Pretty big stuff. Bitcoin spot ETF would send, in my opinion, pardon me, train's passing by. In my opinion, man, it really takes its time. In my opinion, a Bitcoin spot ETF would be an explosive event for not just Bitcoin, but the whole crypto space as a whole, because Bitcoin does lead the charge when it comes to, bullish markets or rallies and stuff like that. So another thing, just in, the Fed is now pricing goods in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a unit of account. So they're using Satoshis to measure the price of goods. Average price of goods, like eggs, for example. Here they're calculating it in Satoshis. So just for reference, a eggs cost per dozen. Sorry, the cost of a dozen of eggs is costing you right around a little bit above 4,000 Satoshis, maybe closer to 5. But as you can see, we have come down since the beginning of the pandemic. Unfortunately, I think this price will increase, or the amount of Satoshis you use to pay for eggs will change with time, because I don't know if you recall, but we went over how several food processing facilities have just mysteriously exploded. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think of that. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Either way, I think it's very bullish that the Fed is now pricing goods in Bitcoin. Looks like they're pivoting some sort. Just some more clown news. EU to exempt private and corporate jets from green aviation fuel tax. We are not all in this together. Rules for thee, but not for me. It's like these corporate people, these elites, these billionaires and stuff like that. I hate to sound like Bernie Sanders, but they live on a completely different playing field. The rules that apply for you and me doesn't apply to them. It's kind of goofy. They say, oh, we want to save the planet, blah blah blah. We gotta start taxing aviation fuel, blah blah blah. But we're not going to do it for our corporate private jets. Forget about that. So just more clown news. Anyways, we're going to read a little bit into the Bitcoin bill. So the bill tasks the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, and Commodities Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, with the bulk of the work, as lawmakers strive to bring the broad cryptocurrency space under the umbrella of specific regulators once and for all. SEC digital assets classified as securities, whereas the CFTC will be in charge of overseeing those that receive the commodity stamp. The bill itself contains language that will serve as a guiding about classifying digital assets into one of the two classes. Loomis proposes examination of the rights or powers entitled to the holder of digital asset, as well as that asset's inherent purpose. According to the bill, an ancillary asset is an intangible, fungible asset that is offered, sold, or otherwise provided to a person in connection with the purchase and sale of a security through an arrangement or scheme that constitutes an investment contract. Legislation used the how determined that an ancillary asset provided to a purchaser and contract is not inherently a security. In order to be classified as security, the digital asset must provide the holder with a debt or equity interest in the business entity, liquidation rights, or entitlement. to interest or dividend payments from business entity, profit or revenue share in a business entity from the entrepreneurial or managerial efforts of others or any other financial interest in the entity. Digital assets that are not fully decentralized and which benefit from the entrepreneurial or managerial efforts that determine the value of the assets, but are not debt or equity or don't create rights to profits or other financial interests in a business entity are not classified as security as long as disclosures are filed with the SEC twice a year. The legislation also grants CFTC exclusive spot market jurisdiction over all fungible assets, which are not securities, including ancillary assets. So my understanding to this is, if it gets basically if the SEC files that certain asset is a security, twice a year, then that asset will be taken to court essentially. And my other understanding is that I believe platforms like Vive with digital collectibles will actually be pretty safe from stuff like this. Going into the energy section of the document, Loomis Gillibrand requires a study on the power of digital assets. The study will seek to determine the best ways to encourage innovation while ensuring these technologies work together with other areas of society to help the world move closer to climate goals through the deployment of more renewable energy sources and clean energy, as well as reducing energy waste. This task will lie with the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, which will work in consultation with the CFTC and the SEC to conduct the study. One of its goals is to analyze the type and amount of energy used for mining. When it comes to taxes, as previously hinted by Senator Loomis, the legislation will provision a exemption for capital gains that don't surpass $200 on a Bitcoin payment for goods, services. Measure encourages the use of digital assets as a medium of exchange. However, the bill notes that all transactions which are part of the same transaction or series of related transactions will be treated as a single transaction. Therefore, amount to a single capital gains number for the purposes of the tax exemption. The bill goes one step further to declare that miners are not to be seen as brokers. That's very good. And that digital assets obtained from mining activities are not to be treated as income until they are converted into fiat currency. Very, very good. Because a very concerning thing when it came to regulation was the worry that miners would be treated as brokers, and the reality is miners aren't brokers. Miners don't have all the information that a broker would have. So when it comes tax season, miners would be bent over backwards, essentially, being required to give out information that they don't have. So good to see that they address that. Additionally, Loomis Gillibrand also specifies that digital asset lending agreements are not generally taxable events, similarly to securities lending transactions. Provisions that certain decentralized autonomous organizations are business entities for tax purposes. However, this requires that the DAO be incorporated or organized under the laws of jurisdiction as such. Last side, the bill requires the U.S. IRS to study and clarify issues such as forks and airdrops, merchant acceptance, digital assets, mining and staking, charitable donations, and legal characterization of stablecoins as indebtedness. Pardon me. Loomis, for the 401k section, Loomis Gillibrand requires the Government Accountability Office to analyze opportunities and risks associated with investing in digital assets with retirement accounts. GAO's findings are to be recorded to Congress. The Treasury Department and Labor and Consumer Protections, an attempt to enhance customer protections in the cryptocurrency markets. The bipartisan bill will require providers of digital assets to disclose information about their product, including source code, versioning, and the legal treatment of each digital asset. Bill also grants the right to a person to keep and control digital assets they own. Again, very good. Other provisions, Loomis Gillibrand also includes provisions on stable coins, such as requiring issuers to hold U.S. dollars or dollar equivalents to enable redeeming by the customer at any given time, an advisory committee to watch and study the latest developments in the space and make recommendations so that regulations remain up to date and valid, and clear definitions for the different types and styles of digital assets and the related technologies, markets, and the road ahead. Senator Gillibrand said in an interview with CNBC on June 7 that she thinks the bill is something the Senate will get behind. Our goal is to make sure this goes through the 4 committees of jurisdiction. It takes a long time to build a regulatory framework for a new industry. Senator Gillibrand continued saying that she expects the bipartisan legislation to go through the Senate's Banking, Agriculture, Intelligence, and Financial Services committees before being taken to the Senate floor. These committees will have pieces of the bill because they only regulate parts of this industry. She added, "We think there's going to be a lot of momentum behind this bill, having met with most of the industry stakeholders and the experts of this field, and we're just going to work with them over time to continue to improve this bill." So overall, in my opinion, very, very bullish. I'm not going to say this means that altcoins are safe entirely, because I do think that unfortunately I do think some altcoins are going to be classified as securities at some point in the future. Just thought I would show you guys. Oh, wrong one. Just thought I'd show you guys this. It's Patrick Bet David over on Valuetainment talking about stocks like the S&P 500 index and stuff like that, and different stocks, how they've performed since the beginning of the year to date. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because we can kind of compare some stocks, S&P 500, to some crypto assets such as Bitcoin, BNB, Ethereum, Cardano, etc. But just take a look at this clip.
This is from June 1st to end of May. Let me say this one more time. This is from January 1st to end of May in the first 5 months. So S&P is down 13.3%. NASDAQ is down 23%. Apple is down 17.8%. Facebook is down 42% just this year. Netflix is down 67% just this year. Amazon is down 32% just this year. Google is down 23%. Tesla is down 37% just this year. These are good companies. These are not bad companies.
So the reason why I bring that up is because a lot of people, again, some people that I work with, some coworkers, they're like, again, why are you buying Bitcoin? It was at $68,000. Why would you buy such a volatile asset? It's only at 28,000. It's going to go to 5,000. It's going to go to 3,000. And you know what? Again, look at this. If we look at those figures, 36.69%, 32.43%, 67.33%, 42.36%, 23.17%. Bitcoin year to date is only down 37.48%. Binance coin is only down 46.54%. Ethereum down 52.94%. Dogecoin 53.80%. 55.9% for Cardano. Chainlink 62.55%. So just looking at these cryptos, you guys, again, top 10, top 20 cryptos, some of these are performing better than Netflix stock. They're performing better than Facebook. They're performing better than Tesla. You know, it's pretty crazy to think about, you guys. Like, everyone likes to look at crypto and, you know, just shit on it because it's more volatile. Oh, but, you know, things can go up and go down a lot quicker. But I mean, realistically, guys, comparing some of these cryptos to the assets that he was talking about that are in the stock market, these different stocks, they're pretty comparable. And in my opinion, just my personal opinion, not financial advice, I think Bitcoin and a few of these top cryptocurrencies are going to outperform the stock market at least tenfold. But again, not trying to be super bullish, because we could see some more volatility in the market. You can't be too bullish, whether we rally to the upside or break down to the downside. But that about does it for today's stream, guys. If you're over on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to be notified when we go live next. Again, remember, we got over on Voyager, if you deposit $100 with my link, you get $50 in Bitcoin in a few weeks' time, deposit right into your account. So take advantage of that. Earn some money over on FTX US as well. I got a little promo over there, as well as Binance US. If you'd like to earn Bitcoin on everyday purchases, sign up for BlockFi's Visa Signature Rewards card that rewards you and 3% back in Bitcoin for the first 3 months that you own the card. After that, it goes down to 1.5%. But I'm telling you guys, those Satoshis moving forward, moving ahead, are going to count big time, because as you can see, the world is slowly adopting Bitcoin. It's just a matter of time. I mean, Chipotle accepted Bitcoin just a few days ago. We have talks about potentially a Bitcoin spot ETF, pardon me, here in probably the next year or two. And then we have this regulatory bill when it comes to crypto. Things are looking pretty good for Bitcoin and crypto. Again, I think Bitcoin and ETH are relatively safe plays. So that's probably what I'm going to be focused on for the most part here in the short term. Obviously, if things flip and we start rallying to the upside, I might start looking at some other altcoins a bit more seriously. But yeah, that about does it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow right around 10:30, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Until then,